Zach, I pressed the button.
You pressed the button.
Yeah, we're recording.
Yeah. Oh, I have a bit here. I have a bit. I have a question for you.
Okay.
So here's a scenario. You're at a bar, and within like your field of vision, down the bar or at a different table or something, you see a man doing math, and you can like see the math he's doing. He's like doing it very loudly and proudly out in the open, so everybody can see him do math, and he's doing all of it wrong, like basic math. He's getting it just completely wrong. Like he's saying 2 + 2 = 7 and some crazy nonsense.
Uh,
Do you
is
walk over to this man and tell him that his math is wrong?
is uh is basic math like Walter White, but like pumpkin spice flavored?
Um.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. So
Yes.
he's doing his stuff wrong, right?
He's just doing yeah.
Um, how basic are we talking here?
He is getting like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Not even close.
Oh my god, absolutely. How much time do I have? Absolutely not. I am not like it. Holy cow. I would you need to sit down and like teach this human being multiplication tables if you want to correct them.
So, um, like, what if he was like getting harder math wrong? Like he was getting the basics right, but like he was not doing his like Pythagorean theorem correct or something of that sort.
Yeah,
Would you
because
then approach him?
oh my lord, the higher if you know the math concept, if you know the thing, it becomes easier to teach the higher the level of thing they're trying to learn. Uh like it is it is so much easier to teach people how to integrate than it is to teach people how to multiply. Like but because the person you're talking to already has already taken pre-calc. They know everything up to that point. That next step is way step 30. The difference between step 29 and 30 is way easier than the step between 1 and 2.
That's an interesting take. It puts the it puts some perspective into this because I was using this for a metaphor of like, is it okay if you see somebody doing something in life that you consider to be like bad for them or just wrong or like is going to cause them problems down the line? Do you feel like it's morally permissible to just walk up to that person and be like, hey, that's gonna screw you up someday? That
Oh,
measurement that you're doing right now, when you try and cut through wood, you're gonna like destroy it or something like that.
I'm
Uh,
very sorry
well, no,
for picking apart your metaphor. I didn't mean
no,
to.
no, no. It's great because this adds nuance to it. Because like it's a difference between like finding somebody who's clearly trying their hardest to be good at something and somebody who does not care, right?
Like
Like
here.
with everything, there's some level of person you are never going to get through to because they haven't even bothered to learn the basics and they don't want to.
Here's an interesting like counter thought experiment.
Hmm.
Suppose you hear someone saying something very offensive. If
Hmm.
you hear someone saying something very offensive and they are a child, right?
Yeah,
They like don't know what they're saying. I, as a person who is not connected to them, am probably not going to talk to them about it because
yeah.
there is a certain amount. Like you need to make them understand a whole lot of things, both about the English language and about like cultural nuance that I don't have the time to explain to them. However, if I hear someone who is 35 say something very offensive, I can explain why to that person in 60 seconds most of the time. I'm much more
I
willing to
feel
give
like
that a go.
to jump back into your like argument from earlier, I feel like uh the slighter the offense is, the easier it is to like have somebody correct what they're saying if they're saying something that is upsetting somebody. Like if it's very like slight and they clearly like are intending to not say outrageously offensive things, it's going to be easier to talk to that person than somebody who clearly does not care.
Yes. Yeah.
So I guess I got some perspective out of that. Interesting.
It's an interesting
Huh.
discussion. It's a very interesting discussion.
Yes.
You know what else is an interesting discussion?
This theory?
This theory, which comes from an exciting human being in the community. This is Jake Abe's theory.
We adore Jake Abe, who I think single-handedly found half of Robert Baratheon's kids. Uh, we found the other half. uh, yeah, I forget who suggested all of them, but I'm pretty sure he had some like solid suggestions. So I'm very excited to see what a Jake Abe theory looks like because I know he knows his stuff and he really really loves our show and our format. So I think I'm in for a treat here with this theory.
I think that you are. I think it's really good. I am excited to see what you think of it. And on a related note, since the ND Sketcher video went live, which one was that? That was a Blackfish theory.
A Blackfish
Since
theory, yes.
since that one went live, we somehow, some way, we've been getting a lot of theory submissions in our format, which is really quite exciting.
Yeah, which is great. And we only mentioned like we mentioned like 15 20 minutes in. I think that you can submit your theories if you want to. Well, we'll get it out of the way early now. If you have a theory and you want to submit it in our style of uh give a bunch of like hints, pieces of evidence you think support it, and then at the end have the like rough outline of what you think the theory is, or semi-detailed outline of what you think the theory is, just email it to us in the email
Yeah.
that's in the description. We will gladly read out your theory if we think it'll be enjoyable. But
Yeah, we'll talk
uh,
about it. Like, I'm having a great time with these theory videos. With the viewer submitted theories, they have been spectacular so far.
yeah,
I will say, if you're sending us a theory, don't send it as an attachment. Just paste it right into the body of the email. Because I know sooner or later some nerd is gonna try to put spyware on my computer. And that's gonna be a funny day. So just put it in the body of the email. Zach, are you ready?
yeah, absolutely.
Oh my lord. Okay, you ready? Here we go. Quote. Here is your starting quote. We're gonna increase the size just a little bit. Quote. Dang it. Quote. When the sun rises in the east, rises in the west, and sets in the east. When the seas go dry and the mountains blow in the wind like leaves. When your womb quickens again. And you bear a living child. Then, not before. There we go. And that is actually a hair too large. And this is Zach. Would you like to tell me who this is?
This is Miri Maz Duur telling Daenerys. Um, I believe that's when Khal Drogo will return.
Yes. This is when Daenerys sees the lifeless husk of Khal Drogo.
Oh, and when will he wake up? Basically,
Yeah.
yeah, that's when he's a horse.
Yes. This is the scene in which Khal Drogo, like Khal Drogo hears Miri Maz Duur say this and then goes.
Goes what?
Good. I'm sorry. Hold on. I'll make the sound effect again.
That only partially comes through Discord, but I get what you're going for. That's
Hey, let's see if
yes.
it's being picked up on the mic.
Horsey noise.
Eats
Uh,
apple derisively.
gets mild injury and turned into glue.
Oh my lord.
Shout out to any horses in our audience.
Use dead. Zach, there's your starting point.
There's my starting point. So,
Yeah.
It's been a hot minute since I've re-listened to Game of Thrones. It's a very good book. I feel like we say that a lot, but I think my favorite aspect of this channel is that it lets me poke at things that I enjoy from a different angle, and I enjoy these books. So this is a very, very good part of the book. It's Daenerys's like tragedy, the world that she didn't want but learned to accept, learned to kind of love as Khaleesi, as Drogo's wife. She found it like empowering at a certain point, which like it's definitely not how it started, and it's also kind of messed up that she got there. But she loses all of that, and this is kind of the moment where she realizes that she's sort of like doomed in that regard. That she is not, things are not going to return to normal. It's a very dark and powerful moment in her story. And this quote like exemplifies that. Later, realizing that Drogo is not going to wake up, she burns him in a funeral pyre with her dragon eggs, and then walks in and walks out with living dragons.
Oh, if that isn't the best scene if that isn't one of the best scenes in the series.
It's amazing, like reading it or listening to it on the audiobooks. It's just such a like particularly like odd like moment where like why is she walking the pyres? Like George doesn't like give you a hint as to where it's going all that much. So when she walks out unburnt with dragons, it's genuinely really exciting.
Yeah.
And I should note that back when the Bad Dragon show wasn't so bad, they nailed the scene as well. And I feel like that scene is one of the several scenes in that season that really got people hyped for where the show was going. That and Ned's execution and the Littlefinger betrayal, stuff like that, are amazing in the books, and the show captured quite well. And I feel like a lot of the fandom is built off of moments like those.
I love the last scene, the last line of the first book is and the music came alive. And the night came alive with the music of dragons.
Yeah.
And that's the last line of the first book, and it's very good. Also, I spelled Miri Maz Duur wrong, so we're doing it again.
To be fair, like George writes all the names that aren't like even the Westerosi names are kind of hard because the spellings are just sort of wonky. But he really just sort of makes things up for the SS names. he really just sort of lets his cat walk across his keyboard.
How dare you say that about Lady Stoneheart?
Lady Stoneheart's a fine name.
Yeah, but I would never let my cat walk across my keyboard.
That's true.
Okay, because like that's because her name
cat,
is hold on, like Catelyn. His cat is Lady Stoneheart. Like y'all like you know. Okay, Zach. Where are we going?
Where we are going?
Where are we going first?
So, should I talk about the funeral pyre more?
Just to give a little bit of overview, I added a few and combined a few, but this is pretty much a pure JK. This is pure, unfiltered, raw JK.
Only a mild amount of editorializing it.
Correct.
Okay.
And we have 16 pieces on this list. 16.
16 pieces.
Yep.
Okay. Should I talk about the funeral pyre more or no?
I don't think that the funeral pyre will get you anywhere.
Should I talk about Khal Drogo? Should I talk about Rhaego? Should I talk about Should I talk about Khal Drogo's death? Maybe.
Talk about Rhaego.
So Rhaego is a child of Khal Drogo and Daenerys.
Yeah,
he is pretty much stillborn, and he's stillborn in that weird, messed up Targaryen way where he has dragony features, scales and such. And yeah, he's completely lifeless, possibly because of Miri Maz Duur's ritual. That might very well be why. Where if you subscribe to the Glidus point of view, she did a only death can pay for life thing and sucked the soul out of the fetus, which was later transferred into one of the eggs during the ritual, if you believe that particular Glidus theory that supposits that Khal Drogo was briefly possessed by a horse, which I kind of actually vibe with that. And believing that soul storage theory to be true is like a crucial part of the fire and blood theory. So I kind of have to agree that Khal Drogo was a horse.
I think that there's going to be a couple of underlines and arrows that we do over the course of this episode. So I'm going to go ahead and try to do that while you're riffing here for a moment. Man, drawing straight lines without a tablet is hard.
So is this is this a Dany is pregnant again theory?
Ooh, talk about that.
So there's some fans who believe that at the end of A Dance with Dragons, as she flees Meereen briefly, Dany is actually pregnant. And there is some signs of this, or that she is at least able to become pregnant again.
Ding!
Dany
appears to get her period for the first time
that's right.
since birthing Rhaego.
Now that she's pregnant, that she's like her body is starting up again or healing.
Yeah, it's very ambiguous because we don't really know what's happening. Because Daenerys is tripping at the time.
There's in A Dance with Dragons, and it looks like from some preview chapters in The Winds of Winter, there's a lot of people tripping balls.
Yeah. Nice. Well, not for her. And it at least appears that something unexpected is happening with the reproductive system, right? Something's going on. Which is interesting because there's not supposed to be anything going on.
Correct. Yeah, yes, very, very much so. He's she's not supposed to be anywhere close to fertile. If you're looking at the words that Miri Maz Duur wrote right there, those are basically things that will never happen. When the sun rises in the west and sets in the east, when the seas go dry and the mountains blow and the wind like leaves, sounds impossible. However, I have heard people speculate that all of those things are actually specific, like, metaphors for things that will happen.
Right. The immediate subtext is never, right? That's like it reads.
Khal Drogo never comes back.
Right. It reads in context like when pigs fly, right?
Yeah. When pigs fly, when I'm a billionaire, when the Pope shits in the woods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And that like it like that is on the surface what I think it's supposed to say. But she does appear, at least on the surface, it appears that this Zach, as we've talked about with this quote in particular, this kind of reads like a prophecy some of the time.
It does. And you could read into it things like, that could happen. Like the sun rising in the west and setting in the east could be like any number of things. It could be a like especially bright comet that moves across the sky in the opposite direction. And comets are a big part of magic and prophecy. When the seas go dry could refer to one specific sea, maybe even like freezing during winter. Maybe the Stepstones, which is a very shallow sea, and used to be a land bridge. Uh, when the mountains blow in the wind like leaves, that could be the wall falling, like it does in the show. Those could all happen.
Yeah, all of these are impossible in the day to day, but this is Game of Thrones.
This is a Song of Ice and Fire. Things like that could be happening. We're going to get to first of all, as many people would state, A Song of Ice and Fire is technically post-apocalyptic. There was some cataclysmic event that shaped this world that humans were around for, and survived. It's just post-apocalyptic in the very long term. And that apocalypse might have been in an equally medieval world, unless you believe that Storm's End is a nuclear power plant. But
which let's be honest here, we all do.
Yeah, of course. And this could be apocalyptic again. And from what we've seen of the very rough, misguided, kind of messed up version that we got in the Mad Dragon show, there is a borderline apocalypse that lasts for all of 2 episodes in the show, and probably a lot longer in the books.
Oh boy.
There is a night without end until somebody jumps in the air and stabs you while screaming. Then it just stops.
Yeah, there's a night without end that is around the length of the average night.
Yes. Around the length of the average night with significantly worse lighting than actual night.
Yeah.
It's not to say that it's darker. Everything is just blue and moody.
Yes. Yes. They should have called that episode "The Dark Knight Rises."
Yes, that's definitely what it should have been called. Did I make the joke last time when when there's an episode in House of Dragon directed by Miguel Sapo Chinik that had that similar lighting issue? Did I give him the nickname the Day for Night?
Okay, all right.
Filmmaking tip for all those out there: Day for Night is bad, and you shouldn't do it. I'm stealing this line from Red Letter Media, but it's still true. Day for Night is bad, and you shouldn't do it, no matter how much money HBO gives you.
Well, I don't know. It depends on how much money HBO. If HBO gives you enough money, you can convince them to not do that.
Yeah. I wonder if that was a studio note from HBO. They're like, "Can you make this look shittier?" Wow, you actually shot Night pretty well. Could you stop doing that?
All right, Zach, what are we doing here?
So this is interesting. So we have Dany's fertility as part of this theory.
Correct.
So Dany has a lot of sex for somebody who is awfully young to be doing that. Kids these days.
That's true. Daenerys' suitors might be a tree you can bark up.
Let's talk about Dario. Everybody's favorite Dany suitor.
Everyone's favorite Euron.
Everybody's favorite Euron. He is a member of, I believe, the Stormcrows. In the shows, it's the Second Sons. He is blue-haired. He's Euron. It's popularly theorized by fans that he is Euron in a disguise.
A finger in the bum.
A finger in the yeah. He
Zed.
has a sex scene with Dany, which is the only non-cringeworthy sex scene in all of George R. R. Martin's writing.
Oh shoot! I'm just realizing. Did you reference the comet a little while ago?
I did.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, continue. Continue.
Thank you. I was worried when that didn't pop up. Dany also was with Drogo. Oh, Dany has the three people she'll be with. One to wed, one to bed, one to dread.
Hang on.
One to love.
Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. No, that doesn't fit. We can talk about that in additional tinfoil. Let's say a comet passes over Westeros in a Clash of Kings.
She's also going to be betrayed 3 times. There's a lot of threes with Dany because there's also the 3 heads of the dragon. Dany is very often associated with the number 3. I'm actually sort of realizing now.
Yeah, she is, isn't she?
And she has 3 dragons. Huh. I never really noticed the number of 3s that pop up with Dany.
Interesting. No. 3 dragons, 3 riders. The dragon has 3 heads.
So
Cersei has 3 kids.
Yeah. Daenerys is Cersei confirmed.
I'm glad we cleared that up.
Yeah, glad we cleared that up. So she's married to Hizdar.
Can I shout out a comment real fast?
Please do.
Somebody said on the last video, are these guys trolling? This dude just laughs nonstop the whole video. And yeah.
I don't think we're trolling. We genuinely are interested in this subject. We do laugh nonstop all video.
Yeah, I'm not.
That's true.
Well, I don't know. I'm sure not trolling the audience.
We might be trolling ourselves.
Yeah, I'm trolling you.
We might be gaslighting ourselves into believing a far more interesting version of the Song of Ice and Fire novel.
We're just live crafting fanfiction.
It's gonna suck if in the Winds of Winter, Jon Snow just wakes up and he's like, "Ha! Good thing I wasn't fatally stabbed." Puts band-aids on.
Oh yeah.
Deals with all the issues at the wall in a very political manner. Bran leaves the cave because he realizes that magic doesn't exist and he shouldn't eat his friend. And Daenerys realizes that she's wasting all of her time and just shows up to Westeros and then settles things with young Griff in a peace treaty where they both co-rule.
Yeah.
And then everybody just immediately peacefully teams up to kill the others, high fives, and flies off into the sunset.
Yep, and then a dream of spring is just NFL sports betting.
Yes, a dream of spring, as I posted in a Discord server, is going to be George R. R. Martin's unsolicited advice to the New York Giants. Okay,
Zach, you were talking about Dany's suitors.
So there's Hizdar, who she's married to. There is a frog who comes to her court, a Quentyn Martell.
Oh, damn.
Oh, boy.
Tell me about Quentyn Martell.
Quentyn Martell is the son of Doran Martell, a man who waits very, very, very long before doing anything, apparently. Like getting revenge, even though there was a whole war where he could have done it very easily.
Yeah, he could have done anything that entire time.
Like if he just backed Stannis probably wins. That doesn't get him complete power, but it probably I could see if Doran Martell really turned the tide of victory, he could say, "I'm going to be hand to the king, and we're going to arrange some marriages that are beneficial to my family." And Stannis and Davos would probably say, "Yeah, obviously." Yeah, of course. You did your part, dude. Stannis would be like, yeah, you did your duty and served your king. You should be rewarded for it. The reward should fit what you did, and what you did was great. We have evidence of this, actually, because Stannis does the exact same thing to a man who fed him onions.
Yeah.
So apparently the bar is not that hard to clear.
Oh man.
I think Davos would probably still be hand of the king, but man, Doran could have been master of coin, master of ships. He could have had basically any small council position he wanted, and he could have got Arianne and Quentyn some bomb ass marriages out of that too.
Quentyn could have appointed Quentyn master of ships, and then had Quentyn, and then maybe maneuvered Arianne to the hand of the king.
Arianne could have also married into some of the other Baratheons. I think it would have been prudent if he doesn't have another child and the friendly is still stabbed to death by a ghost to take some of Robert's known bastards and legitimize them, just so there's more Baratheons in the world. And then bada bing, bada boom, you can take Barrastone or somebody Stone. I forget.
Barrastone.
I forget. It's not. No, Barra is the one in
Barrastone.
Who's the one? Who's the one in the Vale? Who's his bastard in the Vale? Forget her name.
Barrastone Selmy.
Barrastone Selmy.
Wait,
but there's
Are you trying to get me an Oberyn bastard?
That'd be Obara Sand.
Maya Stone.
Maya Stone. That's Maya Stone. Maya Stone could be married to Quentyn, and Arianne could marry Edric Storm, and if Gendry's still kicking around, you could even get another marriage there of one of Oberyn's daughters, and all of a sudden, the Baratheon Martell alliance has complete and total control over Westeros.
Yeah, I think Nymeria and Gendry would get along very well.
Nymeria and Gendry, absolutely. The all completely workable political marriages, but Doran Martell's plans kind of suck, so he doesn't do that.
But instead, this dumb shit happens.
Instead, he it's like that mental gymnastics meme where they're on a jetpack at the end, where okay, so Arianne is gonna marry a person who claims to be Aegon who survived, and then Quentyn is going to go on an adventure to marry Daenerys, and then we're gonna manipulate the Targaryens into such a fashion that's full on nonsense. I guess the only reason he doesn't do that is because he doesn't like the Baratheons, because the Robert's Rebellion led to the death of Elia, his beloved sister. But any rational person could probably realize that was largely Tywin's doing, and notably Oberyn realizes this.
Yeah.
Oberyn's this is mostly Tywin, and we should blame him.
All right, Zach.
This is Gregor Clegane with Tywin giving the orders.
Not that I don't love talking about the stupid actions of Doran Martell, but I do have a hard out at 8, and it is 8:07. So,
oof.
So
Quentyn tries to steal Dany's dragons.
He does, and
Quentyn was supposed to marry Daenerys, and Arianne was supposed to marry Viserys. They had a secret marriage pact, if you believe Doran Martell.
Okay, hang on. Beware the sun's son and the mummer's dragon.
The sun's son is Quentyn, and the mummer's dragon is probably Varys. Varys, however you want to pronounce it.
Now I always read the mummer's dragon. I always read the mummer's dragon as young Griff, and
oh yes, and
Varys is the mummer.
Yes, the Varys is the mummer and young Griff is the dragon. That's correct. But it's the whole greater Varys young Griff young Grift.
That should be the name of the theory.
The young Grift.
Yeah. Okay, Zach, you were. What happens when everyone's favorite Quentyn Martell tries to steal Dany's dragons?
He gets burned alive.
Quentyn Martell appears to die at the hands of Dany's dragons.
He might still be alive,
He-
depending on how much tinfoil you feel like wrapping around your head.
He might, for the purposes of this theory, Quentyn Martell
Okay.
is dead.
For the purposes of this theory and my sanity, Quentyn Martell is dead.
Yes. We can and will come back to that another time, because this is what makes this theory unbelievable for me. Is that Quentyn Martell is dead, which is god-awful ridiculous.
Can't believe that one. This man we last saw burning alive at the hands of a dragon might be dead.
But I've set my eyebrows on fire before. It's not that bad.
Have you set your whole body on fire before? With fire hot enough that it can turn bones to liquid?
Oh baby. Zach, for the moment,
let's assume Quentyn Martell is dead.
Live with me in the fantasy world of Quentyn Martell being dead.
Okay, in the unbelievable world of Quentyn Martell is dead.
Correct.
So, should I talk about the Mummer's Dragon?
I don't think so. No, that's just that's to get this line in.
Okay, interesting.
Beware the sun's son, right? Well, that's beware Quentyn Martell is the.
Should I talk about Quentyn's traveling partners? Should I talk about why Quentyn is spelled with an I, a Y instead of an I?
I think. Wait, is Quentyn spelled with a Y?
I'm pretty sure.
Sugar honey iced tea.
Quentyn.
God damn it! Okay, no. There's no more direct Quentyn Martell clues. Go to another page while I fix this bullshit.
Go to another page. So you left space over by the comet, which makes me think that there's something else there. Perhaps that the belief that there used to be a second moon and then it hatched, and that's where dragons came from. Ooh. Because that's usually associated with the comet and all that. 'Cause the comet comes back when dragons come back. So dragons might have a spacey origin.
I do not have the second moon. I have actually left some space over there. I guess I've left some space over there for some additional tinfoil.
Excellent.
There's more you can hit on over there, but
interesting. So is it just the bears a living child warm quickening stuff that I'm focusing on, or should I pull on the threads of the other parts of that prophecy?
Oh, I think that there's other parts of that middle bit you can pull on.
So when the seas go dry and when the mountains blow and the winds like leaves. So I thought the sea going dry would be freezing because of the winter and all that. But sorry, what was that?
No, I was going to say that hadn't occurred to me, but it certainly is interesting. But
it could also mean the Dothraki Sea, though, right? The Dothraki Sea is not a sea. It's a joke about how much open land there is, that it's just a sea of grass. But that sea could go dry. There could be a drought, or the winter could lead to it dying off, and that could get some sort of famine sort of situation there. So that's a possibility. I believe Victorian Greyjoy also at one point says that he'll sail the Dothraki Sea.
He does. It's very funny.
It's too good. It's too good. We love Victorian. So when the sun rises in the west and sets in the east, when the seas go dry. Tom, deal me a card.
No, okay, sure.
What was
Yeah,
that?
I said sure. Hang on. Hang on. Yes. Okay. Yeah, here you go. I don't know how much this will help you. Yeah, you've gotten a 6. The sigil of House Martell is a spear and a sun.
And they live in Sunspear.
They do. Does that help you?
Isn't there? So that's the sun. What's the spear? Should the spear be underlined in red? You're gonna do it anyways, but no, don't the sun. So wait. Oh my god. Oh my god. Quentyn Martell rose in the west. He traveled from the west to the east, where he died. Oh my god. Jake Abe, you're a genius. Oh my gosh. That did happen. And the sea's going dry. Maybe that's Victorian.
I have that over here.
When the seas go dry. When do the seas?
This is the one I had the most trouble placing.
Uh-huh.
I also have on this list. Shoot. Many fans believe Euron will call the Red Comet to his aid. I also have a couple of things about the Bloodstone Emperor and the comet, the meteorite that forged Dawn. Comets are phenomenally destructive.
And they could hit water and cause a crater, cause like things to shift in such a fashion that like places that used to be underwater are now above land, and places that used to be above land are now underwater. Yeah.
But we can have a conversation about that one. Zach, there's one more. There's one more. Quarter
When the mountains blow in the wind like leaves. So is that talking about Gregor Clegane? Who's called the mountain that rides?
That is Jake Abe's original. Yes, hang on. Hang on. Ding, by the way.
Oh.
I'm gonna give you I actually have 2 options. One of these is Jake Abe's options. One of these is mine.
Interesting.
Qyburn raised Sir Gregor Clegane. We'll do it here. That's fine. Gregor Clegane is called the Mountain. I had trouble placing this one. I had trouble placing the Mountain as the Mountain here.
Yeah.
Especially because everything else here is extremely relevant to Dany's storyline. And Gregor Clegane doesn't really seem to be. Not that he's not relevant, but
I can do you one a little better, I think.
Yeah.
It's more relevant to Dany.
Yeah.
Tyrion lives in the mountains. He's from Casterly Rock, which is a mountain the people live in, and he is literally blown in the wind by going on sailboats all the way to Dany.
Wait, who's the Windblown?
The Windblown,
The
yes.
Windblown. Oh,
He's with the Windblown, yeah.
oh shit.
I think that's a more like interesting interpretation of it there. Tyrion, who lives in the mountain, is with the Windblown at Dany's doorstep.
The Windblown is a sellsword company?
Yeah.
What? That's
Because I
interesting.
think the Windblown brings Quentyn there, I think, right? But they're still there.
The mountains
I get my
blow
sellsword companies confused.
like leaves.
So
The mountains blow in the wind like leaves. Is the
oh no,
tattered
the Windblown's a tattered prince.
Yeah.
Who Tyrion's playing chess with.
is the tattered prince? Because I don't know if I buy Tyrion as the mountain in this. Because he lives inside Casterly Rock, but Casterly Rock is a rock formation. I wouldn't call it a mountain.
It's huge. It's a mountain. It's a rock formation in the show. In the books, have you ever seen the Alt Swift X video? Big thing, small thing.
I have, and it's very good.
Yes, in the books, Casterly Rock big.
In the show, Casterly Rock. Oh. That isn't interesting. Hold on, we'll talk about that in additional tinfoil. Would you like to take one more swing at where I'm going with this? Because I think you're really gonna like it.
Have I solved the Jake Abe portion or no?
The Jake portion is Gregor Clegane. Oh wait, do you want a whole shot the end of the theory?
Is the theory that all of the prerequisites necessary for Khal Drogo to be resurrected has been filled, and he's coming back?
Drogo's alive, baby!
Drogo is the stallion that mounts the world and Azor Ahai.
Drogo's alive, baby! Yeah!
The Drogo is alive theory.
The Drogo's back! Drogo's back!
That's the theory.
That is, yep, that's the theory! Khal Drogo isn't dead, he's a horse. all of the, if we read this as a prophecy, all of the prerequisites for Khal Drogo to come back have been filled. Like she lays them out like quest items in a video game, and we've put the little white checkbox next to all of them.
Yeah. All of these things are true.
Drogo's alive. Yeah. Now there's a couple of ideas that I've had about how this might manifest. Drogo might be risen like what
are they gonna do? Like bring his ashes back to life?
I don't know. Maybe that's what a smoke monster is.
Smoke baby? Oh.
Yeah. You remember Melisandre? You remember Melisandre? Yeah.
Mel burns people and can summon smoke babies. So maybe smoke babies are the reanimated ashes of dead people is not a sentence I thought I'd be saying today, but here we are.
Isn't that a baller sentence?
That's a baller sentence. I don't think George thought of that one, unfortunately. But wow. This is a very good theory, JK.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I like what's going on here, where Miri Maz Duur was just decided to be really metaphorical. But like, yeah, Quentyn did rise in the west and set in the east. The mountains. There's a mountain blowing in the wind by several definitions.
Oh, we haven't found my favorite definition.
Okay, hit me with it.
Oh, you want me to just give me one more thrust as to what the mountain blowing in the wind could be?
The mountain blowing in the wind. I thought it was the wall coming down.
Because Zach, this is actually one of your theories.
What?
I have co-opted one of your theories and stitched it into this one.
Frankenstein would have my theories in?
That I sure have.
I don't know which one it could be. It can't be the membership theory, can it?
No. Though that is fun.
Uh, hit me with it. I'm genuinely lost.
Dragonstone is an active volcano.
Oh, mountains blow in the wind. Like, oh yeah, the top blows off of it and
Mount
flies everywhere.
Mountains sure do blow up sometimes.
Yeah, yeah, and like Dragonstone erupting would not be completely like inappropriate an event to happen during the Winds of Winter. In fact, it could be a reason why they can't stay on Dragonstone and have to be more like direct and confronting the others.
And like I don't like that.
By
Is
fans, you mean people who watch our channel exclusively?
correct. That's
I mean, I guess
that is many.
that's true. That is hundreds of people. Also, I'm sure people come up with that independently.
Zach, many fans in this call believe that Dragonstone will erupt.
100% of people in this Discord call believe the Dragonstone will erupt.
At least half of the people in the Discord call believe that Dragonstone will erupt.
We're fairly confident it's at least 50%.
Like I don't know if I don't know of a more literal interpretation of the mountains blow in the wind like leaves than a volcano erupting, right? Because that's basically what happens when a volcano erupts, right? It becomes a giant cloud of pieces of volcano. It becomes a giant cloud of pieces of mountain, Zach.
Yeah.
Like that's just what it is. And it creates terrible, devastating atmospheric effects that could spread all across the southern half of Westeros. The mountain blowing in the wind like leaves.
Yeah. And falling down like leaves do in fall.
Yeah. It's going to rain mountain. There is going to be a terrifying cloud of black smoke. It is going ash is going to drift down like falling leaves on King's Landing if Dragonstone erupts.
Yeah. You're 100% correct.
Yeah.
The seas go dry, which will, like I said, it could be water freezing. It could be Euron messing with the water, maybe with his kraken.
We'll do one of these water freezing land bridge. Right? Land bridge?
Yeah.
I mean, there's some good options, but like it all kind of works.
You can find multiple different ways that this prophecy either is already completed or will soon be.
Yeah.
They're the mountain could be, it could be Gregor Clegane dying. It could be Tyrion, who lives in the mountains, showing up. Also, Tyrion had mountain clansmen as his own personal army at one point. There's some more mountain theming for Tyrion there.
You know what? If Tyrion ever goes back, gets his mountain clansmen, and joins their forces with the Windblown, none of which is outside the realm of possibility, then we can pretty directly say the mountains blow in the wind, right? That is a poetic interpretation of those events.
Yeah, Tyrion's mountain clansmen team up with the Windblown to help Daenerys' quest for the throne.
Mountain clans? Like that's not actually outside the realm of possibility at all. That actually seems reasonably likely.
Yeah, this all lines up with other prophecy that we like. We have what accurate prophecy looks like in the books, right? I saw, a man without a face standing on a bridge with a drowned crow, right? That's the faceless man killing Balon Greyjoy on the orders of Euron Greyjoy.
Yeah,
But that's not what was described. It was a man without a face on a swinging bridge. A faceless man is not literally a man without a face. And there was not a drowned crow there, but there was a person who calls himself a crow or a crow's eye, who has blue lips like he's drowned, and also might be trying to become the drowned god.
Yeah.
Or the drowned god's evil counterpart.
And we have when the sun rises in the west and sets in the east, seas go dry, mountains blow in the wind like leaves. That also reads like this 2-level metaphor prophecy.
Yeah.
Zach, that's the theory. There it is.
So how's Drogo coming back? I wonder. That's a good question.
That's the question. I think I'm going to leave that as an exercise for the viewer. Because I have some ideas, but I want to see what everyone else thinks too.
The resurrection of Khal Drogo. What an interesting concept.
Yeah.
And Drogo is like a huge part of Dany's story. She thinks about him a lot. She mentions like, what it was like with him a lot. And her biggest, baddest dragon is named after him.
Mm-hmm.
It's not her favorite dragon, but definitely like an important part of her like story is the impact that Khal Drogo had. Him coming back alive would change everything in her life. Huh.
And as we know, George Martin loves prophecies to come true, but with a dark, ironic twist.
Yes. He's got a real monkey's paw sort of thing going on.
So I wonder what disgusting form Khal Drogo will come back as. In the same way that I wonder what disgusting form Ned will come back as when the dead ride on Barrowton. I wonder what Khal Drogo will look like when he comes back.
Yeah, he should just be Ash, but maybe I don't know. It was like George says, there was a one-time thing. There was a lot of magic in that ritual. What if he appears in front of her, like still on fire, like a burning bush appearing in front of Moses, sort of thing?
Yeah. Like, what if he just comes back as a messenger? Just comes back as a method of communication from, I don't know, R'hllor? Time-traveling Bran? I don't know.
What if Dany gives birth to Khal Drogo?
Oh, what if she has a baby named Drogo?
Well, no, I mean, what if literally the baby comes out and it's Khal Drogo?
I mean, that do be kind of nice.
She pushes an entire Jason Momoa out of her.
I can't tell that joke.
He thought of a joke, paused, and said, "Not saying that."
Zach, that's the theory. Thank you for being here with me.
Oh, no problem.
This has been a chaos.
Thank you, everybody. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Not that we need to tell you those things, because you already did. And we'll see you soon with more theories.
And if you want to submit stuff like this, you have to go to the Discord and type in all caps "JCabe." That was awesome.
Yes, make sure to give credit where credit's due.
Yeah.
JCabe, wonderful theory. Drogo's coming back. I believe it. To some extent, I believe it.
It's certainly interesting, right? I don't know how much I buy it, strictly speaking.
I think like metaphorically, Drogo being resurrected in some way, I 100% buy. But they're like Drogo's quote unquote return. I don't think like he's gonna walk back in and be like, yeah, it was only a flesh wound, but like some like meaningful spiritual magical return for him. 100%. I see it happening now.
All right. Okay. All right, Zach. Say goodbye.
Bye.